the heck is good, guys?
Yo,
What's up? What's up? Tell him, Elf. Say what's up.
what's good, boys? Yeah, we've been waiting for the Elf Pod for a minute. It's
Yeah,
finally here. We postponed this way too long, like two
we're
weeks.
finally here, man. One of the dudes right now
Yeah,
that I just saw, like his Twitter explode in the last like 2 weeks or so, just like took off
yeah.
because we got my man over here is killing it with live arbitrage. How the heck are you, bro? How does it feel? How much are you up right now? 17 days
So
in.
16 days in, we are up 11K on the month, just strictly live arbitrage betting, risk-free money across separate sports books. Like it has been a nuts 16 days to say the least. Yeah. And
Man,
last night was huge. I made 1600 just last night alone. So that was like wild.
wow,
Yeah.
man. Were you expecting any of this like at the end of November? Because this thing just like it's been like a crazy 2 weeks, man, right? What do you
Yeah. I mean, you can't obviously expect it, but like once I got into it, like I realized how lucrative it was and like how kind of simple it really is at the end of the day, like arbitrage betting, especially like with the OddsJam tools. And I mean, 11K in 16 days is like life changing, low key. Like that's so much money for me. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't even know what to think. Like I'm trying to set like goals for the rest of the month, but like if you told me even before the month I was gonna make 11K, like I'd have been so happy with just that. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
What were you doing
Yeah.
before? Were you just normal plus EV betting before? How
Yeah.
since
So
when?
beforehand, yeah.
Yeah.
So I started like promo betting, like playing the promos on different sports books, like last year in like November. So like late last year, I started kind of like my positive expected value profitable betting journey. And then I moved to Massachusetts and it wasn't legal. So I like put it on halt for a bit. And then once it became legal again, I started betting only with the money, positive betting, only with the money I had made from the promos. So I've been playing with house money this entire way through. Like not a single cent that I've wagered has been my money. Like I converted the bonus bets. Just been playing with that money since. So I
Bro.
grew like a $1,200 bankroll to I made like $5,000 profit on it, and over the course of like 6 or 7 months, positive expected value betting, strictly plus EV betting, and
Yeah.
then this month I started live arbing, and I had probably put like 2 or 3K of my own money into it just because like you need a decent amount of capital in each book,
Yeah.
like probably like 3K in each book to like do it. Like you
Yeah.
run through your bankroll so quick live arbing, it's crazy. But
Yeah.
yeah, the whole way through up until like recently, it's just been house money. So it's been a great journey.
Wait, what? How was that switch? So, like, what made you like transition into this? Because, like, if you were just doing plus EV betting, what made you like? Did you see somebody who was like the person you saw? Like, all right, that dude did it. I could do it too. How was that? Like, why?
Yeah,
Why
that was
transition?
exactly that was exactly the like the switch that went in my head. Like I saw MLB Profit, you know him on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Shout out to
Like
MLB
he's
Profit.
yeah, shout out MLB Profit. Man is absolutely cooking. He's making like 20 G's a month live RBing. So I saw it's fucking nuts. I saw him on Twitter and I was like, damn, man, like that's like life-changing money, 20K a month. Like, let me hop on this. And I had to so I took a 1 month break because I was studying for my actuarial exam. So I did nothing else but study. And then I was like, all right, once I finish my exam, I'm gonna buy a PC setup, buy the monitor. So if you like go on my Twitter, I post my setup all the time.
Yeah.
I have a PC, 3 monitors, ready to go. So I bought the PC, got the monitors, got my OddsJam Platinum free trial, and I'm like, all right, let's get into this. So
Yeah.
day one live arbing was November 27th, and first day live arbing. I don't suggest doing this. I always suggest like starting small with your like base units, just because like it's a big learning curve. Like now I'm
Yeah.
throwing like $200 base units on the plus side and then hedging accordingly on the minus side. But I was doing like $200 unit sizes on my first ever day. And
Yeah.
I made like a $300 mistake on the day where I like bet the same line twice. It was an over in an NBA game and it missed, of course. So I woke up and I was like, my picket says I'm down $100. I'm like, well, I could have sworn I made $200 live arbing, but I checked my picket and it was negative. Second day I went up like 300, And then third day, I went down $80, but I had made a $500 mistake that day. So I was like,
Gee.
damn. And that was the last day of November, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I only went down $80. So I'm like, if I could just get these mistakes out of my game, you know what I mean? Like I'll be golden, right? So December 1st came around and like I just locked in and it's been like green every single day besides one day where I also fucked up. But that was like a $200 loss. The rest has
Bro,
been like 11K profit. So it's been crazy.
I remember, at like towards the end of November, I don't know how, like, I don't know if like you commented on something or I saw you comment, I don't know, somewhere, and then
Yeah.
like I hit you up or like, you hit me up. I don't know how it happened. I forget. I guess we
Yeah.
like
I
talked
hit you
and
up. I hit you up. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, bro, what? I forgot, man. And then like
I remember. I remember. I could, yeah.
this was like,
It was your video, the sports betting nomad journey. And I
oh
was like,
yeah,
dude, this is like a sick video. Like it was like so well produced. And I was like, bro, this is like a sick video. Like good shit. You know what I mean?
thanks.
And then that was it. So, and then, from there we connected. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And then like I
now we're homies.
now we're homies, and if and we got something cooking up. We're not gonna say anything, but it's cooking up
Yeah, we do.
on the EDL. You'll see
Yeah.
soon. But yeah, because I remember it was like one of like you like one of the first videos you posted like showing your setup. I was like, oh, this looks sick. This was even before you made like you had your signature like screaming at the camera,
Yeah.
your signature. And I was like, bro, you gotta post daily, bro, please. And then like, bro, you just like in the
Yeah.
last 2 weeks, it's been sick, man. I know a lot of people have reached out to you, and
Yeah.
you've been
Met some
helping a
cool
lot of
people.
people. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Met some like really cool people. Like can't even like dream of meeting that many cool people in like a week. So it's been crazy.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy, bro. This world right now, like in this small community that's getting bigger and bigger every day, is like,
yeah,
it's like we feel like we're part of something. Like
for
we're
sure.
part of something that's happening right now. The only like the first time in like humanity, I would even go as far as that because of obviously the technology that's available today. Like to just be doing these kinds of things that were just undreamed of like decades
Yeah,
ago. Like these little things, which obviously they have their ups and downs and they have like moments where like you're gonna have to readjust and stuff like that. But just the fact that it's even possible, like that's pretty nuts, man. Like, what do you
yeah,
think?
exactly, for
You
sure.
come down and think about
No,
like
I
what you're
think
doing now?
yeah, I mean, no, I've definitely taken a step back and like thought about I think like the one day where I lost money and I was up like $8,000, 8,500 and I'd like lost money. I took a step back because I was like really upset with myself that I made that mistake, you know what I mean? And then I kind of just like had like a little reality check. I'm like, dude, like this is like life-changing money and like no one has ever done what we're doing right now to the extent where it's like we're making money, posting on social media, growing like growing the brand, like odds promoting OddsJam. Like no one has done that before. So yeah, we're definitely in like a time of history where
Yeah, a
because
lot of
usually in the
people.
betting space on Twitter, it's a bunch of like touts and stuff who are like posting their slips and they have a lot of followers, so people tail them because they have a lot of followers, but realistically they don't know anything about like math or sports or anything like that. So like they make their money from selling their picks, right? And we make our money from being
Taking from the
profitable.
books. Yeah.
Yeah, we make our money from taking it from the books. Like it's a completely different business model.
Yeah.
And like what I'm doing is starting to combine the two, right? Okay, like you could have fun making money and um, betting on sports,
Yeah.
like in arbitrage betting, you can combine the two.
And put
So,
people on so they could do it themselves instead of just like, hey, rely on me for picks or all of that BS. It's like, here's a
right, yeah,
tool, do it yourself. Here's a roadmap, and
right, yeah,
then kill
right,
it.
yeah,
And you were talking
exactly.
about math because you have a math background, right? You work in you're freaking. I was watching you like work Excel the other day, like when we were like on our first couple of calls, you were just like flying through Excel. I was like, yo, what the heck? You get good with that.
Yeah,
What's your like your 9 to 5? Because you have a 9 to 5 as well, bro. It's like people are like that think that you have no time. This dude has a 9 to 5, goes to the gym, plays soccer, goes to like does everything. Like
yeah,
time.
yeah. So I have a full 9 to 5 where I'm an actuary. So I have like a strong math background, which definitely helps for sure. But to do this, you don't need a math background. Like my buddy, he's like my one of my friends, he's a salesman at T-Mobile, and he's like making a shitload of money live arbing. Like he was texting me the other day. He's like, "Fuck, I just lost money because I was at work." You know what I mean? Because he could make like 200-300 an hour live arbing, and he's making like probably like 20 to 30 bucks, like trying to sell T-Mobile stuff.
T-Mobile. Bro,
Yeah, but
I actually worked in T-Mobile like 8 years ago for like a year.
really,
That was yeah, when I was like
yeah,
20, that was like one of my first corporate jobs or whatever. Like just I worked there for
yeah,
a year, and I was like, nah, I'm good. Then I like went off to
yeah.
do other stuff. But yeah,
But yeah, I think the math background definitely helps. But like with the resources out there, especially like on my Twitter threads that I posted, like explaining everything, like if you go in there with a basic understanding of arbitrage betting, what it is, and then you just practice, like start small with your unit sizings, like $10 unit sizes on the plus side, hedge on the minus size. You start to get used to like getting in the slips, and getting that like risk-free money, and then you could just grow from there in confidence and your
yeah.
bankroll. So yeah, you don't need to be a genius to do this. You
What
just
was the
need to
first learning
learn.
curve? Well, so like when you like your first
Yeah,
day, like oh, because now you're pretty proficient in it. You like you know how to navigate all that. But like the first things like your mind
yeah,
had to adapt to for those listening, like what was those first couple of things, couple pointers?
yeah. A couple pointers I would say is first things first. Before I got into it, I DM'd every single live arbor on Twitter, every single one, asking them, "What are you doing? Like, tell me everything." Like, I'm like, "This is my setup. These are the books I have. Give me advice." You know what I mean? And every single one of them responded. There was not a single live arbor, and these guys all have like Twitter followings. They probably get slammed with DMs. Every single one of them responded, and I just soaked up all their advice like a sponge. But the best thing to do, the best thing, like way to learn, is you have to go in there and do it yourself, right? You have
Yep.
to make the mistakes. You have to go in there and learn
Be
it
slow at
because
first.
you could read, yeah, and that's why I say start slow, right? You could read as much as you want about anything, and you could sit there overanalyze, um, try to like learn everything before you do it. But the best way to actually learn something is to do it and make the mistakes. Like I truly believe that like the $600 mistake, the $300 mistake I made, like is why I'm so profitable right now. Cause like I went in there and I learned those mistakes firsthand. Um, but that's just part of the game we play.
Yeah,
So
and the
yeah,
mistake is
for
coming
sure.
from like hitting the same line by accident, like stuff
Yeah,
like that.
so I double bet on an NBA over. That was the $300 mistake. And the $600 mistake was I bet LIU minus 1.5 first half spread, and I was supposed to bet Creighton plus 1.5 first half spread to cover both sides. But I bet LIU minus 1.5, LIU plus 1.5.
And you didn't
So I bet on the
realize.
same team. No, I didn't even realize because I
Okay.
had I had fully deployed. The way I realized was I didn't have like a big bankroll in my accounts yet. I had like 2K in each. And like you fly through that quickly live arbing. So it's like, fuck, I got no money left. I'm just gonna wait for these to settle. I'm gonna go to the gym. So I go to the gym and I look at my picket and it's like, you are down $500. And I'm like, this can't be right. Like I didn't fuck up, whatever. And I look back on it and there it was LIU minus 1.5, LIU plus 1.5 first half spread. And they lost by like 9. So yeah, that was it. I was fully punished. And this was day 3 of live arbing. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not like I was already up like 11K like I am now. It was like fresh. So I
Yeah.
was down money live arbing. And like the whole point of arbing in general is it's supposed to be risk-free opportunity. So if you're losing money doing risk-free opportunities, like that's kind of the opposite of arbitrage in general. So it was tough, but I regained and I was like, because I understood how profitable it could be. And all I need to see was one person doing it. And I'm like, okay, I could do this too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. And if you're watching this right now and like you don't really know if you should do it, just try. Like you could get a free trial,
Yeah.
go through my Twitter, read the thread about how to do it, and just go for it. Like, and there's no harm in trying anything. The worst thing that can
Yeah.
happen is you fail. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. What have you been experiencing now? Like 2 weeks in, like any like are these books playing more games on you, more delays? Like how is that? How are you? Because
Oh
that's
yeah,
kind of like the next battle. It's like all right, now that it's not like that it's easy, but like once you become proficient, it does become simple and easy from what I see and hear. But now it's like the battle
yeah.
against book. What have you been getting nerfed?
Oh yeah. I've been getting nerfed like crazy. So the first thing that came in was the FanDuel 10% limit, right? So if a new user goes on FanDuel and they want to bet $1,000 on something, that's like the max the book will allow. Your boy can only bet 100, right? So that makes live arbing much harder because we have to get as much money down on both sides to get a profit. And our profit margins are usually like 5 to 8%, like risk free on our
That's
money. So
fat.
the idea
Live?
is
That's
it's
fat.
yeah, it's like fat,
That's
like it's
fat.
super profitable. And the goal is you want to get as much money down, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like last night I had wagered $27,000 at a 6% profit margin. So I made like $1,600. But it's harder to
FanDuel.
do that when you're limited, you
Yeah.
know?
The
Yeah.
FanDuel. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Yeah, keep going, my bad.
So we have the FanDuel limit and then we have the DK timer. So the DK timer is you need these wagers to go in instantly. Otherwise, the line can move. These live lines move like crazy fast. So let's say I'll have an orb opportunity and I need this bet to go through. It will take like 15 seconds to go through. Like I'm literally sitting in this chair waiting for like a $400 bet to go through. And if it doesn't go through, I'm screwed.
Hooked.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say at least 2 or 3 times a night, I have a bet not go through that I need to go through. And then I'll have to either camp the line to see when it comes back. And I'll like usually open up other books to like watch the lines because I understand the models pretty well. So if the model, if a lot, two of the models are like projecting that it's going to be worse for me, I'll hedge for a loss. And I'm like, all right, let me take a $40 loss right here on this
Yep.
bet. And then I'll just move on. Right. Sometimes I'll look at the models and they'll project that this line's going to come back. So I'll sit there and wait for it to come back, and then it does. And then I'll lock in an ARB and move on to the next one. But that's like all stuff that like you'll learn as you go. I think every single arbor has experienced that before, like what to do when you get locked out of a line.
Yeah.
At first, it's super scary. At this point, I'm just so used to it that it like doesn't even faze me. But yeah, and I
Okay.
use DK, FanDuel, Caesars. Caesars doesn't limit at all. They're chill. Fliff has a $250 max bet, and they take like 10 to 15 seconds to accept bets, but that's for everyone, so that's not like personalized to me. And then I'm limited on Fanatics, ESPN Bet, Barstool, and BetMGM, so I can't use any of those. So I have FanDuel, DK with the timer, Caesars, and Fliff. That's it, and I'm still doing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So for those saying that, like, hey, you're gonna get limited, there's gonna be like, yeah, that's true, but you can still do it, bro. Like,
right. You can still do it.
even with all those like timers, like limits, like, yeah. So yeah, because like I've seen a lot of people like to each their own. Everybody can be profitable, however way. Like I'm not even fully arbing yet, and I'm up 5K. I'm still plus EV betting. I'm like 95% plus EV betting pre-match, and I'm still up 5K. So
Yeah,
like, don't be closed off to new ways. Yes, the pros and cons of each one. Each style of betting has pros and cons, right? Plus, if you betting variance, right? Like you're gonna
right,
freaking get cooked with variance. Live arbing, all these little nerves, there's still a workaround, and getting closed off with the line, having to close it on L. So like that battle is always there. There's no easy way. Even though like it's like infinite money
right.
glitch, like it's easy, like that's sick, and it's a good
Yeah,
way of marketing, and I think that's genius. But then once you start getting like in it and like seeing
right.
it, it's like
Yeah,
infinite will be millions and millions, but like you can make a couple G's with this and like a
yeah,
lot, couple G's.
right.
So
Yeah.
that's not still a
I
lot of money.
mean, yeah, it's a lot of money at the end of the day, like, but especially someone like my age, just working a job as well. But
So
yeah,
what do your
I
friends and
don't think
family think? Like, have you even told them? Like, do they even understand?
so. I told my close friends, and a bunch of them have hopped on the infinite money glitch, and they're like cooking as well. My family, they are like super supportive. You know what I mean? They have full confidence in me. I mean, at the end of the day, like it's all like my money and like my decision making. So I'm like, it's not like I'm using their
But
capital or
yeah,
anything.
yeah. But they're not giving
But
you like,
yeah,
oh,
they're not like
what are you
don't
doing? You're
stop gambling.
gambling. Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, like results speak very loud. Like if
yeah,
I'm like, I'm making 11K in 16 days and I have the proof, and every single day of this month has been green so far. And besides one day when I'm like, all right, yeah, I made a super mistake that day. Like that's on me, right?
yeah.
It's kind of proof that the process works. And that anyone can really do it if they just take the time to learn it. So yeah, but family's been supportive, and my friends are starting to hop on the train. So it's
Yeah,
been
yeah,
fun.
sick. Yeah, I met
Yeah.
June the other day, and like now, like I saw him yesterday. He like freaking made more than you, I think. And he was just
Yeah,
starting like a couple like last week. Like
yeah,
what?
June's Infinite Alpha June on Twitter. He made
Yeah.
like 2.7K last night arbing, and then he also did some of the correlation stuff with like NFL. So he
Okay.
hit like a bunch of correlation slips and had a sick day arbing, and he still doesn't have any of those nerfs to his accounts or anything, so he's just like just cooking hard, yeah. But he's
Yeah.
he's a kid who like he learns very fast. He's also like he's a market maker at Deutsche Bank, so that type of like
You
those
know,
trading strategies, they come
he's
very very easy.
numbers. Yeah, he's just numbers all
Yeah,
day. Okay.
right, numbers all day, so it's easy for him to learn. But yeah, he did better than me. So
Yeah,
you
shout
know,
out to June, bro. Shout out
shout out
June.
to
Go follow Infinite Alpha June on Twitter.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh man, this is fun, bro.
yeah,
Bro, I mean, it's funny because like we're doing this podcast right in the middle of this, like this slate's about to start, or like I think it just started for today.
yeah. Slate's about to start for
Um,
sure.
so man, I don't know, bro. Like I think we covered a lot, bro. Like we don't want to like ramble on, but
Yeah.
yeah, like what do you see like in the next 2 months, 3 months? Like even if once you
hmm
start getting heavy limits and stuff like that, like any game plan strategy, how are the pros doing it? Like any advice, mentor down?
Yeah,
Like
I mean, there's definitely a lot of strategies to get away from the limits and stuff like that. And I don't know if we should talk about it like on the podcast on
yeah,
air,
we'll keep that.
but
We'll keep that.
we'll keep that. We'll
We
keep
will
that
let you
like
guys
in the
know though.
DMs.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we'll let like if you ever want to know, just DM me. But there are ways around that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But right now I'm just fully dealing with it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just fully dealing with the limits, fully dealing with the timers, and that's about it. Next 2 months, I'm just gonna keep grinding, keep making content, like keep spreading the love and connecting with people in the community because it's been amazing so far. And just like I'm learning a lot, and a lot of people are reaching out to me for help, but I'm also willing to learn from other people who like are doing even better than me, like the Zinks, the Profits, like
Yeah.
these guys who are just cooking. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
gonna be, I'm just gonna continue to learn, continue to adapt, and just keep grinding these next 2 months. So that's the plan. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you will, and you're gonna keep
Yeah.
uh also like you're just fast overall and like general because you also play soccer, you're a right back, and I saw you like break
Yeah.
ankles on some videos. So like this kid is fast,
Yeah.
bro. And then you like solved the Rubik's Cube the other day.
Yeah, I solved the
Like what
Rubik's
the
Cube
heck?
and was like celebrating I think I made like 800 in that video or something. I don't know, but it was a funny video.
So like
Yeah.
what does a day to day like has looked like in December? Like wake up 9 to 5, run back home, or like how does it look? Like when are
Yeah.
you
So
hitting the gym? When are you eating? Like
yeah, so I mean, it's crazy how like valuable my time is now, like when sports are on, you know what I mean? Because it's like I think like when you start live arbing, you start to realize like how valuable like your time actually is. So before I started live arbing, I would get up at like 7:50, go to work, and then once I got home from work, I would work out. No, I would work out after my 9 to 5 and then come home and eat dinner. I would cook dinner for myself,
man,
and
he's
then kind
clean.
of like relax.
Chicken
Yeah.
broccoli.
So yeah, I eat very clean, usually just chicken rice and broccoli, but you know, but now that I've started arbing, I've woken up early, like before work, like usually like 6 a.m. I'll work out, so I'll get like a lift before the work day, and I'll go work my 9 to 5. I'll come home. I won't have time to cook at all, so I usually pick up like Chipotle or I'll order like takeout or whatever, and then I'll hop on, grind the arbs, and like I've been in many calls with you. It's like and then after the arbing, I'm usually like networking with people and talking to people. Like you've been on calls with me at like midnight.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm on like 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, bro, because we
Like
tried
I'm
to
trying to go to
record
bed.
this so many times, but we're just so shot by the end of the day. We're like, bro, we're just gonna do it like tomorrow. And so like finally
Yeah,
it's like noon and we did it. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, because like I wanted to be myself for the pod, but we kept scheduling this pod like after work, and I'm like, dude, I need a nap like afterwards before the slate, and then I got to hit the slate. You know what I mean? Because at the end
Yeah,
of the day, like your results matter. You
yeah.
know, and you can't make money arbing if you're not working during the slate. So exactly, yeah. But that's a
It's
day
been
in the life. You
manageable.
know.
Like right now, like it's been manageable. You feel good. Like you feel rested now, or like you can still
Now I
kind of
feel because it's the
okay.
weekend. I got to like sleep in till like 9, so
Yeah,
I feel rested now. During the week, it's tough, you know, but like this stuff like fuels me. You know what I mean? Like if you have a lot of motivation and just a desire, like you can make it through the day on like three or
that's
four
nuts,
hours of sleep.
bro. Like working a
Yeah,
nine
for
to
sure.
five numbers all day through your mind, and then getting home, and then killing, and then no more numbers till midnight, bro. Like that's a lot, man. It's a lot to
Yeah,
handle.
yeah, and then I got to record the video of the results and like post that out there. Like
Have
it's a
you
grind for
have you
sure, but
woken up your
it's a
roommates
grind
at
at low.
night? Like, did you wake them up yet? Like at night when you're
Nah, they're
streaming?
night owls.
Oh,
They're night
okay.
owls, so yeah, so they're awake when I'm making these videos, but they're chill, so it's cool. But yeah, it's definitely been a grind.
Man, well,
Yeah,
I guess
I mean, like I'm in a like these guys who are like high up there, man. They don't sleep at all. You know, like I was in a group chat with like a few of the boys at Odds Jam, and they're texting me at 1 a.m. and then I see them posting their slips on Twitter at like 7 a.m. I'm like, did this guy sleep either? Like, not really. You know, like nobody's sleeping out here. It's nuts.
using the
Yeah,
opportunity because like I feel like there's a lot of there's been moments of FOMO in the community where like some people are like like the crazy DFS correlation that like got nerfed and now like this is there so it's like now there's like a sense of
yeah.
urgency of like this is here like go mine like it's like a new gem just opened up in a mine and you gotta go pick it before it's gone
Before it's
and
gone.
then new
Yeah,
gems will pop up eventually but right now this is the gem to go like and pick at
yeah, and
especially
yeah.
the one
It's
click bet thing like that just changed it all
that
bro.
was a game changer. You know, like if you look at my monthly calendar for December, you'll see it was like 500, 900, 900, 600, and then like there was like three 200 days in a row in there. And that was when they added one click bet because
Hmm.
that made the lines move way faster. Because, you know,
Yep.
you had all these people, a big part of like the edge I had was that I was very good at navigating these sports books, getting there first and then one click bet just puts it in everyone's bet slip, right? So then the line started moving much faster, and then I had to adapt to that. So it's just constant adaptation, and it's gonna be like survival of the fittest with this, just like anything else. Not everyone's gonna be able to make 20, 30K a month doing this. Some people are gonna struggle. Some people are gonna like succeed.
That's
That's just life.
that's
You know?
still like crazy numbers though. Like even if you're making
Yeah,
5, 6K a month with just this, like if you're not making
yeah.
20K, like I mean, like just look at what you're
It's
saying.
nuts.
Making 20K, that's
Yeah,
literally top 1% like money. Like if you
yeah.
like I don't know how top, but like I think I saw
Right.
somewhere in like yesterday or something I read the top 1% of America, like the people at the very end, like let's say like the very end, they're making
Yeah.
460K a year. Like the people
Yeah.
top 1%, the end of the 1%, which is like what is that like
The
that's
99
20K
point
a month. Like oh no, it's like 30K a month. So
no
like you're like
30K, yeah.
reaching those numbers like of like
Right.
humanity as a whole, like getting close to there by doing this, like like even taking a step back, like to realize how crazy this is.
It is, yeah, it's nuts. And it's been super fun too. There's something about like hitting an arb, like locking it in that just hits different because it's like you did that, versus um like the correlation stuff is usually just like people tailing, like they tail the sharps on Twitter from their Discord and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
But when you're live arbing, like that's you doing the one click bet, tracking the lines, putting in your unit size, locking it in, and then moving on. Like that's like you doing it. You know what I mean? So there's something like to speak
yeah.
about that, just having that sort of like moment where the orb gets in and it's like, yeah, you just locked in like $40 risk free, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
crazy. So
different feeling. Definitely, my light just died, but whatever. Definitely a different
now you
feeling of like doing like live arbing than just pre-match because like
yeah,
when you know
right.
you won instantly or you lost or like instantly like if you like messed up or the line moved, so it's
Yeah.
like war. It's freaking battle time.
It's war. It's definitely war, and I truly think that these models communicate with each other a little bit. Like they have some sort of back checking with each other to make sure they're not too far off from each other. Like I've seen some crazy things where like DK and FanDuel's lines they'll be off by and go from there. So you see some crazy stuff going on
Yeah,
all the
I'm still
time.
here. I don't know why, like
Yeah,
my camera froze, but is my
I
camera
leave it.
frozen?
Yeah, it's frozen. This is you plug it in
I
the
like
headset.
I was trying to plug. All right, here,
Oh
let's
no, you're
just
good now.
yeah, I'll come back to this one.
Yeah, we got
Yeah,
the
we
new
got like
angle.
yeah, I have like because I have my
Yeah,
MacBook here, and then I have like if you have a MacBook, you could connect your iPhone as a webcam wireless. So I just kind of put it in a tripod,
yeah,
and it just comes
yeah,
in. But yeah, we got like 6 minutes. We could just start closing it now.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
guys, definitely like if you listened all the way in to here, what should we make them say in the comments? Say
So I made it. No, say
I
infinite money glitch.
just write
Infinite money
infinite
glitch in the
money glitch
comments.
in the comments.
Yeah,
Even though we all wish it was
I,
infinite, but write infinite money
yeah,
glitch. Um,
exactly.
stay tuned
Yeah,
for a crazy announcement in like 2 weeks. I'm not gonna say anything else, but stay tuned.
be quiet. Yeah, but I'm
Um,
so excited. Yeah,
so like just stay up to date, like follow us on Twitter. I'll leave our handles here. And
yeah.
good luck in your session, bro. The slate's about to start in
Thank you,
10
man.
minutes. Kill that
Yeah,
shit.
I'm hyped.
Um,
Yeah,
and
I'm ready to
we'll see
go.
you guys soon.
Peace.
Peace out.
Go.